and welcome back to the last and final September Koze Daily Brew. Guys, we did another whole month. I'm so excited. To be honest, when I started off September, I wasn't fully prepared for the September Daily Brews because there was just a lot of life change going on at that point. And there was a little moment in time where I was like, am I gonna be able to do this? And here we are. We done did it. We done did it all. For today's Koze Daily Brew, my thought starter is, my mission statement on earth is ... So before I go ahead and jump into mine, as per usual, I wanna hear what your guys' thought starters, like I want you guys to answer the thought starter too and put your answer in the comment section down below. But for me, I feel like this has been a theme in my life. This has been an overarching just like thought that I've had. I feel like it's part of just the age that I'm at right now and everything just kind of shifting and changing. And with a lot of shifts and changes, you kind of always come back to your intention. And at least that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I feel like with coming back to my intention and with just in general, like I feel like anytime I've gone to go do something lately, or just, I've talked about this in a few Koze Daily Brews, even just in the season, of how I've kind of felt like my life, or at least the last few years of my life, I've been on this like treadmill and I'm like running and I'm running and I'm running and I'm running and I'm getting all these things done and I'm productive. And lately I've been like, okay, but what is it all for? What's it all leading to? Are you connected to everything you're doing? Do you have an intention? Is there a meaning? And I think it all comes back down to understanding what your mission statement here on earth is. I did a Koze Daily Brew towards the beginning of September where I talked about finding your life path, and it's odd because I definitely would say that I feel like I know what my life path is. It's just that sometimes I think that there can be so much extra layers layered on top of all the things that we do all the time that it can be easy to kind of forget why you even set out for that destination in the first place, or why, you know, you've chosen the path that you've chosen. And so having a mission statement, whether it's for a business or even just for yourself, you can have a mission statement for the month and you can have a mission statement for life. I just feel like it's a really easy way to kind of make sure that, given the fact that obviously whatever it is that you're doing is going to require a lot of your attention and your time and a lot of action and a lot of energy, that it needs to kind of, at least for me, have a deeply rooted intention in order for me to actually show up and put forth all of that energy and all of that attention and all of that time and effort. Lately, I've been doing this thing where I wake up and I write a mantra for the day, and that's kind of been like, that's my mission statement for the day, is that I want to act through my mantra. Well, when I think about my life, it's kind of like, I'm only, I would hope, like a quarter of the way through my life right now. I feel like I'm gonna live to like 100. I don't know why, but I just always, you know, those people that you see that like they're celebrating their like 100th and whatever birthday. I'm like, why do I feel like I'm gonna be one of those people that like hits the 100? I mean, if I'm still healthy and cool by then like cool, but whatever. Anyways, back to the point. I feel like just having a mission statement for my life, even if it ends up changing along the way, it gives me a sole intention to basically show up to my day with, show up to my work with, show up to my personal life with, and all of that good stuff. And it's weird because I feel like, again, I can only ever really speak from personal experience, but I kind of get the notion that a lot of us had it right when we were kids. I feel like when I think back to when I was younger, I was a very ambitious kid. I was a very driven kid. I used to like start up clubs and just like get really passionate about things, and I'm still that way. I still would consider myself to be pretty ambitious, pretty driven. I still start up like clubs in a different way. I feel like now my clubs have turned into content, and that I'm still very passionate about a lot of things. But I definitely would say that throughout my life I have succumbed to distractions before and succumbed to kind of like, it sounds a little like wishy-washy to call it ego, but I would definitely think that there's things that I've spent a lot of time and effort on in my life that definitely fed more my ego than my life's purpose. And so this year has been all about kind of reconnecting and rerouting back to who I really am and trying to basically live authentically through that life filter and that life purpose without putting not way too much weight, but just like not putting too much weight on what other people think about it, but also being aware of how the actions and the things that I do and the wavelengths that I'm basically sending out here on earth affect other people. Because I also think that the whole mindset of, you know, screw what anyone else thinks, just do what you want to do, objectively makes sense. But I definitely think that when you think about things kind of so stay your course and screw what other people think, then sometimes you might not be aware of how your actions and your words and, you know, your wavelengths in the sense of how you treat people that are strangers and all of that stuff, like you don't necessarily think about how that affects other people. And just kind of who I am by nature, I think I can over care about how it affects other people. So I definitely am somebody that needs a mission statement only because that's what feels rooted for me. And so lately I've been thinking a lot about my mission statement, and I feel like it's always been generally the same, but I've just wanted to kind of rework it, rewire it, and reconnect to it, solely because I feel like I'm going through a transition in my own life right now, or that I'm kind of coming out on the other end of a transition. I think that this year has been an incredible year for growth, but it's all been like kind of behind the scenes growth, and I feel like I've been healing a lot of emotional wounds this year. I've been doing a lot of like deep meditative thoughts and like introspection and journaling, and all of it is kind of boiled back down to, once I get past the things that I was kind of holding on to for so long, and once I get past all of these little things that I need to forgive, whether it's myself or other people for, I kind of end up with this palette of life. And it's kind of like, okay, well now what do you want to do with this life? What do you want to do with this energy? What do you want to do with this truth and this message that you feel like you have? And for me, I would say that one thing that always kind of boils back down to, whether I'm creating a video, whether I'm creating something for Koze, a podcast, or even if I'm just kind of like bumping into somebody on the street, when I think about how I want to leave a mark on the world, I am very aware of the fact that it can be super easy to fall into the notion of like, I want to leave an impact because I want people to remember my name. Like, it's almost like we all want some sort of proof or legacy to be left behind that we were ever here. And don't get me wrong, there is a part of me that definitely feels that way, because that's what gives us the idea that our life had meaning, right? It's hard to think that we are just kind of like a blink in time, or a lifespan is like a blink in time, and then you're just kind of like gone. And so people have kids and people leave their bloodlines, and there's some people that have made some like monumental things and, you know, some giant discoveries and all of that good stuff. But I think that when I really sit and I contemplate on it and I think about it, I think about how I perceive people that already have kind of left a legacy behind. And the ones that I'm always the most drawn to are the ones that make me feel more myself, rather than the ones that make me feel more like I need to be something else, or be doing something else, or be acting or living a different way. And so I've been really working with that lately, and been finding a way to basically incorporate that into my mission statement. And so when I was thinking about this the other day, and I was journaling about this the other day, I was writing about how my life's purpose, my life's mission statement, not just my work one, but just my life one in general, that is something that I can always come back to in any moment, give it professional or personal. And in any moment that I'm feeling a little like stirred up in the chaos of life, I can come back to this mission statement and always know exactly what to act through. And it kind of boiled back down to this. I feel like a big part of my mission here on earth isn't to inspire other people to live their life a certain way, even though I definitely would say that a lot of my content is catered that way, solely because I've found a lot of things that inspire me. And so I feel like there's a lot that comes from turning around and kind of like sharing what helps you with other people in case it could help them. But I think the thing that always gets me, the thing that always makes me feel the most connected to this planet, to my life, to this earth, to my whole kind of like mission here, and all of the things that I do on a day-to-day basis, is the idea of anyone that crosses my path, anyone that watches my videos, anyone that I get to meet, anyone at all, that I do a really good job at making them feel more comfortable with being them. And the reason why this has become a mission statement, or like a big theme for me lately, is because it also opens up that doorway for myself to also give that to myself. Because, I mean, I'm 25 now, so I'm definitely coming to that age, or at least it feels like I'm coming to that age, where I'm no longer kind of questioning who I am. I feel like there's a lot of things that I officially know now, or that resonate with me, that I used to kind of hide away, or, you know, be embarrassed of, and I still do. Like, I was making a joke about how I was always bringing up my birth chart in these Koze dailies and all that stuff, because there's definitely still things that I work on becoming more confident about, that I've resonated with or I've identified with. My teenage years in particular, but definitely even after my teenage years, my early 20s, I'm still kind of well, not in my early 20s, I'm in my mid 20s, but like 20, 21, around that time, one thing that I was always kind of struggling with, or felt like I was struggling with, was being comfortable with just being me. I felt like I was trying really hard to just like, at that point YouTube was like, you know, you wanted to be like the poppy, colorful, trendable, whatever, and I was trying to be exactly that. And then if I ever noticed someone didn't like me, I would always kind of try and like adapt to them, because like I would just be like, okay, I'm in a scenario where I'm around these kind of people, so I need to basically show up like this. And if I'm in a scenario with these kind of people, I need to show up like this. And it became just a very easy trait of mine to basically adapt to what I thought people wanted from me. And so the more and more that I've grown as an individual, the more and more life that I've lived, the more life experience that I've had, and even just the more like obstacles and friction that I've gone through in my own life, it's taught me that you can't please everyone, so you might as well just go ahead and please yourself. But not in a way that's kind of like screw everybody else. In a way that it's like please yourself so that you can find peace with yourself, so that you can turn around and then help other people find peace for themselves. So I guess like one thing that I would hope kind of comes across in my videos or comes across to anyone that meets me in my life or whatever, is just that I'm never doing things or posting things or saying things or sharing things with the idea of I'm doing this right, so you should do it the way I do. It's kind of like I found this brings me joy, and hopefully that joy resonates or shines through, that other people want to find their joy. And it doesn't need to be the same joy as mine, or it doesn't need to look the exact same. It doesn't need to translate the same way. It's just more so a matter of like accepting other people through the lens of accepting yourself. And that's kind of like the mission that I've at least been on lately. I don't know if it'll be the one for my whole life, but I would definitely say my mission statement would be like not teaching other people how to be like me, but how to be more like you, while I'm trying to tell myself or teach myself how to be more like me. And that mission, it really resonates with me right now, because I think that we're at a monumental time in the world and with social media where we're all feeling this insatiable need to kind of show everybody what we're doing, and to try and show everybody that we've got it all together, and show everybody that like our life is so cool and so perfect and so whatever, like that we're just like the most popular or the most this, or you have the most following. And like I'm not gonna lie, like I've definitely felt that pressure on myself, or put that pressure on myself at times in my life. But in the last year or two, I feel like that's kind of started to crumble away. It started to fall away, and it started to become more about how can I share authentically while also still catering to the fact that as an individual I love to create an aesthetic, or part of the things that bring me joy are sharing really fun, cool things that I'm doing. Like how can I do that without making people feel uncomfortable? Because I never want basically my content or my whatever, my life, to make people uncomfortable, but I also feel like I'm getting a little spirally. But basically it just boils back down to like how can I share authentically and inspire other people not to do as I do, but to do as they would do. And that's kind of like the mission statement that I would say I'm at right now in my life, and one that I'm trying to incorporate in all of the things that I'm doing and creating. That it's not about always trying to be the happiest person in the room, or the best dressed person in the room, or the most organized person in the room, or the most productive person in the room. It's just about being the most you person in the room, and to show up and find that peace with yourself, and to basically, I think, root down to that peace inside yourself, because to me it feels like it's a root thing. It feels like it's like I'm all up here all the time and I've got all these ideas and I've got all this whatever, but it's about like stabilizing them and like rooting them down, where it's like I can root it down to finding a peace inside myself, that even if the water up top gets a little rocky, I still feel rooted down below, and I feel peaceful and I feel content in a way that will hopefully shine through and resonate with other people, that they can also feel peaceful and content if they don't already. And if they do already, then, you know, we're all on the same kind of wavelength type of thing. So yeah, I don't know, this kind of spiraled off a little bit, but if I'm bringing it back to the thought starter at the beginning of this video, it was my mission statement here on earth is, and I would say my mission statement here on earth is to make other people feel peaceful and excited to be them by finding the peace and excitement of being myself. I just like had a really weird deja vu when I said that, where I feel like I may have done a Koze Daily similar to this, but hey, here we are. It's just another different day, you know, similar topics, but there's only so many things you can talk about daily, am I right? I would definitely just say that that's kind of like the mission that I've been going at lately. And even if you guys wanted to, you know, talk about the more day-to-day missions, like my mantras and all that. Like my mantra today was the things that you're seeking or the things that you're looking for in other people are already residing within you. And even that is kind of like a little bit tied into this whole mission that I'm talking about right now, where it's like all of these things that you feel inspired by, that you feel motivated by. If there's a reason, let's say that you watch my channel and there's a reason why you like my content, which thank you, because I definitely appreciate it and I appreciate the support all the time. But it's like one of those awkward things to talk about and I get uncomfortable talking about it, or like when people compliment me, I get a little weird about it because it's just kind of like, for me, I don't like to be the center of attention in the room if I don't have something to give back. And by giving back, it's not about giving pieces of me, it's by giving back that sense of space for people to be you or to be them. And so that's kind of like where I'm at in my life right now, because I just know that anytime I've met a soul that way, or I've come across someone that makes me feel that way, that it's like I see somebody and even though we're completely different people, they inspire me to just step more into myself. That is probably one of my favorite types of souls to meet on earth, but also one of my favorite feelings, because it's a whole new wavelength of inspiration when you find content or things or just anything of the sort that makes you want to just be more you, not more like anybody else, or not fill up your list with these like random things that you feel like you need to do to make it feel like your life has purpose. Your life already has purpose solely because you're already here. You wouldn't be here if your life didn't have a purpose. And it's not about copying other people's purpose or following other people's purpose or trying to basically mimic other people's experiences. It's just about gaining the little bits of inspiration and the little pieces of other people that you love and enjoy, but noting that the reason why you are feeling inspired by that person or you're enjoying something by that person or whatever is because it's already within you. It's already something that is deep within you, whether you've tapped into it yet or not. And I guess that's why that compliments kind of make me a little weird. I don't know, I can't exactly explain it, but it's just like anytime someone's like, oh my God, I love you and I love your this and I love your videos, and I'm always just kind of like, because I'm like, you love it because it resonates with you. It's not about me, I swear. Like it just like, I get a little shy. I get very shy in those types of scenarios, but solely just because I'm just like, I'm gonna take a wild guess that if you feel that way, it's probably because you're a dope person or you're a really cool person or you have a lot of the things that we're meant to be friends. That's all that means at the end of the day. We're just, let me know about you. So like I just said, let me know about you. I wanna know what your answer to this thought starter is, that my mission statement for life is ... Or, like I just met someone today and that's why this kind of triggered, where they were like, oh my God, I love your videos. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. And like, I almost just kind of want to be like, well, tell me about you. Like you already know, but we already know what's going on this side of things, what's going on your side. So tell me what's going on your side. Tell me some things about you if you don't know what your mission statement is yet. Then just tell me some cool things about who you are, your life, reasons why you're here today, reasons why you connect with this channel or whatever. Just tell me what makes you you, and I will try and get to as many of you guys as possible, being that this is the last Koze Daily Brew of 2019. Wild! There's still gonna be videos going up on this channel, by the way, guys. I just wanted to clarify that really quickly. I'm still gonna be posting some podcasts, some other little fun videos, kind of like the lover video. There's gonna be just some like little surprises here and there, so don't fret. And also, if you haven't turned on the notification bell, make sure you do, because you won't be getting them daily anymore. You'll know when the surprise videos are coming. And yeah, also just make sure you go ahead and type me out your life mission or just things about you down below. And I'll talk to all of you guys very, very soon. If not very soon on this channel, which probably sooner than you think, I'll talk to all of you guys at least tomorrow in Youtober. Are we ready for this? Guys, are we actually... We're just about to walk through the doorway of all things like pumpkin and crisp leaves and just like witchy brews and all that goodness. So make sure you guys also go check out the main channel. We're about to get super festive over there. All things fall. And I'm gonna tie this up now, but I'm also feeling a little bittersweet because I know that this is the last Koze Daily Brew. But I also feel very accomplished. I feel like we just did that. We just did another third season. It's always the third seasons that are my favorite too, like all my favorite shows. The OC, Gossip Girl, One Tree Hill. Anyways, I'm still going off, so I'm gonna wrap this up. And with that, I love you guys to the moon and back. Thank you for spending another whole month with me daily. And I'm super excited to now just, you know, start our coven on the main channel. So I'll see you guys there. And aside from that, bye guys.